Have you ever found yourself thinking about someone all the time? Checking their social media, replaying conversations, feeling a rush when they text, but a sinking pit in your stomach when they don't? Is it love? Or something far deeper? Today we unravel the gripping psychology behind obsession and why you might be trapped in its cycle. Obsession isn't just an emotion, it's a biological storm. When you're fixated on someone, your brain floods with dopamine, the same neurotransmitter that fuels addiction. Psychologists call this limerence, an involuntary state of intense infatuation where every glance, every text, every small interaction feels like a high. But here's the catch. The more uncertain the relationship, the stronger the obsession. Why? Because unpredictability triggers our brain's reward system, just like gambling. Every time they pull away, your brain craves their validation even more. But obsession doesn't come out of nowhere. Your attachment style, formed in childhood, plays a massive role. If you grew up with inconsistent love, your brain learned to chase what's unavailable. You're not just obsessed with them, you're obsessed with winning their approval. Research shows that those with anxious attachment styles are more prone to emotional dependency. They overanalyze texts, overthink responses, and spiral when ignored. Sound familiar? Here's the harsh truth. You're not obsessed with them. You're obsessed with who you think they are. The mind creates an illusion, idealizing their traits, magnifying their kindness, and ignoring their flaws. In psychology, this is called projection. The more distant they become, the more your mind fills in the gaps, turning them into someone they're not. Think about it. Are you obsessed with the real version of this person or with the idea of who they could be? Social media makes this worse. Algorithms know exactly what keeps you hooked, so they feed you more of it. Every time you see their post, your brain releases a tiny hit of dopamine, reinforcing the cycle. The more you check, the deeper the addiction. And the worst part? The version of them you see online isn't even real. It's curated, filtered, designed to make you crave more. But because your brain doesn't differentiate between reality and illusion, it fuels the obsession even further. Obsession isn't harmless. It takes a toll on your mental health. It leads to intrusive thoughts, sleep disturbances, and emotional exhaustion. People trapped in obsessive cycles often neglect their own well-being, placing all their happiness in someone else's hands. This kind of emotional dependency can escalate into obsessive love disorder, OLD, where one's entire sense of self-worth becomes tied to another person. Left unchecked, this can lead to destructive patterns of behavior, jealousy, anxiety, and even depression. So how do you break free? First, identify the root of your obsession. Are you truly in love, or are you seeking validation for an emotional wound? Detox your mind by reducing social media exposure and breaking the digital cycle. Shift your focus from chasing them to focusing on your own personal growth. Conduct a reality check. Are they really as perfect as your mind believes, or is your perception distorted? Practicing mindfulness can help you become aware of obsessive thought patterns and challenge them. Engage in new activities that bring fulfillment beyond relationships, rediscovering your sense of purpose. Finally, if the obsession feels overwhelming, seeking professional help can be the key to uncovering and healing deep-seated emotional patterns. Obsession isn't love, it's self-abandonment. The moment you realize that you are the prize, everything changes. Number 3. Shift the focus. Instead of chasing them, chase your own growth. 4. Reality check. Are they really as perfect as your mind believes? 5. Practice mindfulness. Become aware of obsessive thought patterns and challenge them. 6. Engage in new activities. Fill your time with hobbies and passions that bring fulfillment beyond relationships. 7. Seek professional help. Sometimes the patterns of obsession are deeply rooted and require therapy to fully overcome. Obsession isn't love, it's self-abandonment. The moment you realize that you are the prize, everything changes. If you found this eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. What's your experience with obsession? Let's break free together.